night. She says, looking back, she had episodes of depression as a child, but like so many girls, all the uncertainties came crashing in at once in her late teens.
What was the first clear sign you were in trouble?
I was doing The House of the Spirits, this movie, and we were doing a sequence where I am being interrogated and tortured and beaten and raped. And I realized that that's how I felt on the inside. I felt completely beat up by myself, that I was kind of torturing myself. And
about who you are?
Yeah, about feeling like I didn't belong in the world, feeling incredibly alienated and alone, and this sort of piercing loneliness that was just sort of heartbreaking, and I was having these sort of horrible anxiety attacks.
But
Bizarre.
You still could go to work. You could still do it, even with your mind racing, your heart pounding.
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, I tell you, I was really freaking out. I remember really being so terrified of letting anybody around me know, like any of my coworkers or the cast that I was working with. I didn't want anyone to think I was crazy, and I felt like I was going crazy.
In addition to the paralyzing anxiety, she says at one point she couldn't sleep for 4 days straight, the kind of exhaustion that can make you delusional. She checked herself into a hospital.
I was scared of that I might do something stupid. I wasn't thinking of suicide in that way, but I was getting thoughts like, I don't want to be here anymore. The only thing that they offered was a room, a bed. They put me in the psychiatric ward.
Among what kinds of patients?
I think every kind. There were people there was a seclusion room. There was people who you would hear screaming at night. I mean, it was very, very scary, very real.
After just 5 days, she checked herself out of the hospital, certain she could get better help on the outside, leaving behind girls like those in her movies, girls trapped in a parallel universe, unable to return from mental illness.
Was there ever a point at which you thought you'd never return?
Oh, yeah. There's this line from a William Styron book where he says, she felt the clutch of a cold, invisible hand around her neck. When things got really bad, I would just say to myself, oh God, I just want to know that this is going to end someday.
The road back began with intense therapy, and she remembers one day making a decision not to let depression define her life anymore.
I think one of my worst fears is being a self-indulgent person. And I really was very self-indulgent, and I was wallowing, and I got really sick of it. I got sick of myself, really sick of myself, and I got really sick of depression. It was a way of knowing that I was alive, to be in that emotional pain, and I also thought that made me a better actress, which it didn't. I thought all the great actors were tortured people, and I thought I had to be one in order to be good at my job. And it was a great thing when I realized I can feel alive, feeling joy and feeling other things.
Winona Ryder, now 28 and happily looking ahead.
Do you feel all grown up?
I feel like I'm at an age where I don't have any more excuses. I feel I feel like I can't say, well, I'm young, I can do this, I can, I'm at an age where I have to be responsible. It's kind of great to actually enter into that age where I feel more like a complete person, a whole person.
And the depression that once haunted her?
And it's gone? It's been gone, or does it come back?
It comes back every now and then. I have, you have your really good days and bad days. And I'm certainly not immune to it. It's part of being a human being is to, some days you glide and excel and you soar, and some days you fall and crumble, and it's a nightmare and you think you're never going to get up again. It's what makes us human, and it's what makes me do what I do. It's what makes me want to act, is exploring both sides.
Just smile all the time.
And tomorrow on Good Morning America, Winona Ryder talks about her life today and the man in it, Matt Damon. We'll be back.